This program is part of the Cosmic Potato Podcast Network. For more shows like this, visit our website at cosmicpotato.com.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
I am Iron Man. That's a big twink.
Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds.
You are a toy!
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Why so serious?
The city's flying. We're fighting an army of robots. And I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense.
And welcome to World War G episode 216. I'm Troy.
I'm AJ. Happy Easter, everyone.
Yes. Happy Easter. The bunny has risen again and laid eggs filled with chocolate.
Do you know why the Easter Bunny hides all of the eggs?
No.
I mean, if you slept with that many chicks, wouldn't you want to hide the evidence too?
Yeah. Yeah. Easter, it's one of those holidays that just kind of, when it happens, you're just like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. That's fine. I mean, I don't have any kids, so it's not like I'm hiding any eggs around. Even when I was a kid, the thought of a giant amorphous rabbit breaking into your house and
it was Donnie Darko-esque.
Yeah,
it was creepy.
Well, and even then I was like, I don't buy it.
Yeah.
That's weird. The big fat man in a red suit that comes down your chimney, that I could get behind.
Yeah. That and superheroes.
Well,
being real.
Sure.
But not the bunny.
Yeah.
That's where I draw the line.
No, that's just that crosses the line into
preposterous,
into ridiculousness,
inconceivable.
All right. So we had FanX Spring this weekend.
Yeah, which was only 2 days.
2 days. Yep, Friday and Saturday. I wasn't even planning on going
right
until last week. But I'll get into that now. I only went Saturday, but you went Friday, yeah?
Correct. Yeah.
So what tell us of your experiences on Friday, what you did.
It was a little less packed and less crowded than usual.
Yeah.
And it did feel like even the vendors, okay, it was kind of weird. We went walking down Art Alley, whatever you want to call it.
Artist Alley?
Yeah. And it did seem like they were really like more adamant to kind of like pitch their products and stuff because they like there was just a sense of urgency to like make something happen.
Yeah.
In those 2 days. But a couple of the highlights ended up going and talking to Mark Pellegrino from Supernatural. He plays Lucifer.
Yeah, and Lost and
oh yeah,
he's been on a ton of stuff.
He has.
And we interviewed him.
Yeah.
So head to our YouTube page, World War G, and you can find our interview with Mark a few years back.
Yeah. This time around, he was talking like mainly about archery, which was really pretty cool. Like we seriously had about like a 5-minute conversation, and like he would go off on these like random tangents, and he's like, "Excuse me, I'm kind of like heavily medicated at the moment." Like I'm pretty sure I'm hoping like I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and think that it's cold medicine or
he was
something.
Sick. He was sick.
Exactly. Yeah. The other thing that was kind of cool is going to the after party at Club Sky.
Yeah.
But, man, it brought back days of, like, middle school and, like, high school when, like, you'd have these wallflowers just standing on the sides.
That was me.
Like, okay, there was just a bunch of, like, really people that were, like, cosplaying that were just standing on either side of the wall. And then there was about maybe, like 20 of us or so dancing in the center, and then it kind of got a little bit more packed, but then like as the evening went on, it whittled down to like where there was only like 3 people on the dance floor, and the DJ is still trying to like hype everybody and like get them to jump, but there's just like 3 people and it was pretty dang funny.
Well, it's a bunch of awkward nerds and geeks,
They did
dressed like Naruto, so what do you expect?
Right? They did a fantastic job, however, of like incorporating nerdy music into the mix.
Yeah.
Although I'm pretty sure that the DJ, because they kept switching them out. They had about like 5 or 6 different DJs, but I'm pretty sure that one of them had like OCD, like super bad, because it was like every 10 seconds changing songs. You start feeling the beat, it's about to drop, and then like change songs. Like, what the?
Yeah,
like, how do you dance to this?
It's DJ OCD.
Yeah. He's
very popular.
He has to like snap his fingers like frequently and like hold up shiny objects. That's actually probably why he had like these glowing shoes that like kept like changing colors, is to keep people's attention.
Yeah.
Man, this has potential.
That wasn't the same guy that did the cosplay contest, was it?
It was.
It was the same dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
They did, however, have I can't even think of his name, from the Geek podcast. He came up there for a minute to try to like DJ.
Oh yeah, Jay.
Yeah,
Jay Whitaker. Yeah,
yeah. He was just mainly up there for selfies, and that was it. But then it was really funny because the DJ would say like, "Who likes Harry Potter?" and everyone, "Yeah!" And then like they'd incorporate like a Harry Potter song into it, which was cool. But like I didn't feel like you needed to set that up. Just like let it play it. Like we're familiar with.
Yeah, no,
this
we got
stuff.
it. We got it.
And he's like, "Who likes Star Wars?" And then the next song like had like Star Wars beats in it throughout.
Yeah,
like, yep.
Yeah, you don't have to set that stuff up for that crowd.
Right?
Yeah,
know your audience. Which, speaking of which, the Marines were there again, which made me laugh so hard.
The Marine Corps,
yeah. Because that one kid, like, was he cosplaying as like somebody from Assassin's Creed?
I don't remember.
It was really bad, but like he went up there and like, oh man,
couldn't do one pull up.
Yeah, no.
He struggled with one.
Yeah. Like, know your audience.
Yeah,
guys.
Yeah. All right. So, did you do anything else? Did you talk to any celebs?
That was
Mark.
That was mainly like it. Went to a couple of different panels, and yeah, it was pretty solid day.
All right, and then I joined you guys Saturday.
Yeah,
because like I said, I wasn't planning on going. I usually don't go to the one they have in April most of the time. I think I've only been once. I usually wait for the one in September, the big one, and that's the one I always go to.
Because that's typically when like they'll drop a lot more. Like they'll have bigger celebrities, and they'll also have a lot more content.
Yeah.
Whether it's like game related or like even just like celebrities in general, they're more apt to like announce stuff.
Yeah. And it's the one that's 3 days long, and yeah, a lot more to do. So yeah, I wasn't planning on going, but I noticed was it on Instagram or Facebook, one of the two, that they had this contest going,
right?
And it was called FanX, Jess and Me, and it was a contest that you could enter to win a chance to go on stage with Jess Harnell, who...
The voice actor.
Yeah, if you don't know, he's a voice actor, most notably Wacko Warner, and he's on Rick and Morty, and he's done hundreds of things.
You'd definitely recognize his voice.
Oh, yeah.
It's part of your childhood, whether you know it or not.
Childhood and adulthood.
Right?
Both, yeah. So yeah, I had a chance to go on stage and perform with him. So you can either... The rules were you could upload a 30-second clip of you either singing, because Jess, he has a band and he does a lot of singing, or you can upload a 30-second clip of you doing voice impressions. Now, you can enter as much as you want.
Right.
So, on my Instagram, shout out to my Instagram, at Pepsi Always Okay.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of videos of me doing impressions already. So what I did is I just went down and edited them all and added the hashtag to them.
Right.
Bing, bang, boom. My job was done. And I ended up winning.
Yes, one of the spots on there.
Yeah, I ended up winning one of the
And
places.
like you didn't find out until later on that there was like 1,000 people that had entered?
Yeah, over 1,000 people entered.
Yeah.
People from... I was talking to Jeff Zanini, the guy who was in charge of like Twisted Tunes and stuff. He was talking to us backstage, and he was like, you guys need to consider yourself lucky because, one, this is the first time we've ever done this.
Right.
And two, we had entries from all over the world for this.
Yeah.
from Europe, from Asia, from all over the places, people entering this contest, and you guys won. So you guys consider yourself lucky. Also,
As if you weren't nervous enough, right?
Yeah, right. And also, like I was telling you, like, that's a little validation,
right?
For me. So yeah, that was a cool experience, and I'll get to that. But first, just kind of talk about what we did at the beginning of the day. So we got there, and I went to the after I got my wristband, I went to the Zachary Levi panel.
Yes.
Did you guys go there or no?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, you were there.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Which was a great panel.
Right. Oh, you sat right next to me. What am I thinking?
Yeah.
So I was just so enthralled with Zachary, I forgot.
Well, it was.
It felt like just me and him in the whole room.
Nobody else was there.
Yeah,
this tunnel vision kind of thing going on. But it was really funny is because like a lot of these celebrities, they require somebody to sit by them and feed them questions.
Moderator.
Yeah, exactly. And then they'll ask like a couple of questions at the end, but he just gets up there and he's like, should we get to the questions?
Yeah, he just goes.
He's got enough of like a built up like a fan base as well as like he's done enough things that he can just talk about whatever.
Yeah, he's charismatic enough that he can just go, and he's able to, riff with people, and he's able to keep talking, and I think he said
he was hilarious.
Yeah, he was really funny.
Yeah.
He said he suffers from ADD, and so, I mean, you could tell, he just went.
Yeah.
No stopping him for like an hour. But yeah, so that was a really cool panel. He seems like a really, really cool dude. And then, what did we do after?
Kind of like wandered around for a little bit to kind of get a feel of it.
That's right. We went to the vendor floor, wandered around for a little bit, signed you up for Fandom Court.
Right. Which was actually pretty fun. Like
it was fun.
Yeah. So they had different topics. It was sponsored by Siegfried and Jensen.
Siegfried and Jensen.
Right?
Free plug for Siegfried and Jensen.
We actually have a picture that we'll have to like throw up there as
Attorneys at law.
So they sponsored it, and they had like really good topics for debate. Whether like what were some of the ones like Marvel versus DC, but they got into depth and actually like honed in. The one that like I was sitting as a juror member on was which house out of Hogwarts or out of Gryffindor and Slytherin was more influential
in the wizarding world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they had there was another one that was who's going to sit on the Iron Throne in Game of Thrones. There was one which was the better 90s animated TV show. And it was Batman the Animated Series and X-Men.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure Batman won that one.
She did say that one. Yeah, for sure. Is that even a question?
Like, yeah, exactly. Really? Put that up against any of those 90s TV shows, it's going to win.
Right. It's like the Infinity War of cartoons.
Yeah, pretty much. It'll take them down.
Yeah.
And there was a few others, but
whether Jedis should like just
go
away, disappear.
Whether Jedi should end or not. Yeah. That was another one. So you were a jury member on Slytherin or Gryffindor, which had the most reach.
Which it wasn't like you couldn't use your biasness into into this at all, and you had to kind of remain impartial about it. But it was just based on the information that they presented to you and the arguments and the points that they brought up. And
Slytherin was prepared.
They were. Like
Gryffindor was not.
I mean, they both had a couple of pages of notes, but man, there were holes in the Gryffindor side.
Oh yeah. And Slytherin kept objecting to the things that they were doing. I was standing right next to the Gryffindor attorneys, basically. And when Slytherin was speaking, several points I was saying object.
Yeah.
Object.
Yeah.
And they just sat there quietly
just kind of timidly and just kind of like...
It's like, I hope you guys are never my real lawyers because I would go to prison for the rest of my life.
Well, I mean, they did have, a Ravenclaw on there?
Yeah, well, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's better than Hufflepuff sitting there.
True, exactly.
Hufflepuff will just sit there and twiddle their thumbs and...
You kind of look off in the distance and just kind of like...
Get distracted by shiny things.
Oh, what? We lost again the House Cup? I mean, we lost the court case?
What are we doing here? That's a Hufflepuff. What's going on, guys?
Yeah, but the two big points that they really made that kind of swayed my vote is they pulled up from Pottermore, because you were able to cite material.
Yeah.
They pulled up from Pottermore that, what's the wizard now? What the heck is his name?
Salazar?
No. So it was from the Sword and the Stone.
Oh,
Merlin. Thank you.
Yeah.
Merlin was a Slytherin, as well as they kind of expanded on Slytherin's reach, with Voldemort and just how far it covers, not just like over there on that continent. But it covers a large portion of the world.
Right. A Slytherin started up the house that's over, or the school that's here in America.
Right.
Yeah, they made really good points, and it was funny because there was a bunch of people sitting there watching, and the judge, quote unquote, kind of took a poll and said, "Okay, which made better arguments, Gryffindor?"
Not one.
Silent.
It was silent. Yeah.
Then Slytherin, everybody cheered.
Yeah.
So clearly, Slytherin won that one,
which made my job easier. But then they did give us a free pass for the upcoming Fan X.
Yeah,
that will be like a Friday pass.
Yeah, you got a Friday pass. Hopefully, you won't need it because we'll be doing press.
Yeah, and
that's the goal.
Possibly,
anyway.
Like knock on wood, actually doing a panel. Right.
Brandon.
Which, by the way, Brandon, shout out to Brandon.
Yes.
Dude,
Brandon
went above and beyond. Yes.
Over on the fandom podcast. Yeah, he continues to really hook us up on a lot of things. So.
Yeah. And sorry about your Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
It got stolen. Speaking of which.
Yes.
So the Dr. Pepper people.
Say that 3 times fast, right?
The purple Dr. Pepper people were there promoting a new product. Now, we got this product with the explicit instructions not to say anything about it until at least Spider-Man Far From Home comes out, because this is a tie-in product.
Right. But do we ever listen to that? Like, what are they going to do?
We figured, what the heck?
We'll do this for the fans.
Exactly. And if the Dr. Pepper people come after us, oh well.
It'll only mean more publicity, because there's no such thing as bad publicity.
I would say, hey, good luck. We have no money. So good luck trying to sue us.
Ha!
So this is, you cannot buy this in stores yet. It'll come out in a couple of weeks. This is Dr. Pepper Dark Berry.
Yes. With even the cans, they weren't allowed to show on a lot of their banners that they had, except for one.
Yeah. And it's this one we have that has, oh my gosh. Mysterio.
I was like, podcast brain.
Mysterio on it. So, this is what they said about this Dr. Pepper. Dark Berry takes the classic Dr. Pepper taste you already love and brings out its dark side with intriguing fruit flavors such as blackberry, black currant? Yep. Black currant, and black cherry. Available starting 5/1/2019 while supplies last. So we're able to finagle one.
Yes.
And so we figured, what better taste test to do?
I felt like the dude, when he handed it to me, he was going to throw it under the table, or slide it under the table.
Yeah, it kind of seems that way. All right, so you have your cup over there?
Yes.
All right, pour you some here.
Look.
Ooh, it's spilling.
Not the precious nectar.
This can is really
It's seen better days.
Yeah, it's all dented at the top. Has a big old. There you go. I thought it'd be purple or something, but it's not.
No, it looks pretty similar to Dr. Pepper. It doesn't taste like or smell like Dr. Pepper though.
All right, let's give it a whiff.
It's more like black cherry cola kind of smell.
Yeah, I can smell a little bit of the Dr. Pepper.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's top notes of berry
and cedar wood. No.
All right.
It like hits you and then disappears.
Yeah. Initially, you're
like, whoa.
You taste it.
Mm-hmm.
You get a big shot of berry. But then it kind of goes away.
Although it does have a nice aftertaste. It's not bad.
It does. But like most Dr. Peppers, it tastes very medicinal.
Right.
That's why I don't drink Dr. Pepper a lot, because I'm not a fan of that. But there's not a whole lot of berry taste.
Right. Which is nice because like Dr. Pepper and berries would kind of clash.
Yeah. So
they went more the color of Dr. Pepper and like a darker cherry cola.
Yeah. It does almost taste like just Dr. Pepper cherry, like black cherry.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's fine.
It's
all right.
It's gonna do well.
I think if you're a fan of Dr. Pepper, you'll like this stuff.
Most definitely.
Yeah, but I can't get past the fact that when I'm drinking it tastes like I'm taking medicine. Again, that's why I don't drink Dr. Pepper that much.
You'd think a spoonful of sugar would help, you know, but
I mean, that's basically what that is. Well, yeah, so what do you think on a scale of 1 to 10? Dr. Pepper Dark Berry.
5.5.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Somewhere like right in the middle.
Yeah.
Like it's not bad. But it didn't have any really Dr. Pepper flavor to it.
I would say, because a lot of sodas, when they do that, those type of flavors like vanilla or cherry, they really turn up those flavors.
Right.
Like a lot. So kudos to Dr. Pepper for doing it subtly.
Right.
Having just a little subtle berry flavor in there. But
right.
I drank that a little too quickly. But on the can it says dark berry, and so you're looking for that berry flavor. That it's not quite there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I'm giving it a 5.
All right.
There you go. And that was hard for me not to open all day yesterday, by the way.
Trying to carry it around like there's a soda in my hand. Like, what the heck?
Hang on. I got to clean that up real quick. So it doesn't get all sticky in my computer.
Yeah.
Okay. Dab that a little bit here. I got a new toilet, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Really nice toilet.
Did you have to install it? No,
I did. Yeah, I installed it.
Did you put the new ring around there and everything else? And
the wax ring.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The seal.
First toilet I've ever installed.
Really?
Yep. Now I got the best seat in the house.
A real throne.
Yeah. I don't have the side flusher anymore. Now you push on top.
What?
There's a button for if you go number 1, button if you go number 2.
Yeah. You can push them together as well.
I've never tried that.
Yeah.
I should try that. Because the button for number 2, by the way, I'm leaving all this in.
Yeah.
The button for number 2 it apparently uses a bit more water.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. Make sure everything.
So it's more of a fuel efficient or a go green kind of a toilet.
Yeah. It's a nice
back to the podcast.
It's a nice toilet. Yeah. Back to the podcast.
Another exclusive thing that we got to do is play Days Gone.
Toilet talk.
Right?
Yeah. Yes, Days Gone. You pre-ordered this game, right?
I put $5 down on it at GameStop. Which I'm still really looking forward to. It's a post-apocalyptic world where the zombies behave more like a World War Z kind of a zombie, but they don't stack on top of each other. It's just massive hordes that
run.
Yeah, as a collective.
Yeah.
And once they like start after you, like I imagine, well, you were kind of limited in the space that you could actually play and run around, but once it becomes like more of an open world, I imagine you could just like hop on your bike and get the hell out of there, you know?
Yeah, it seemed like because PlayStation had this big old thing set up, and you go in, they had a bunch of different games. I don't know if they were games that were coming out or brand new games or something.
There's like a football one and a baseball one. Yeah. Like, well, pass on that.
And a basketball one. Like, yeah.
No.
Ooh, zombies. That's pretty much what it was.
Right.
So we played that, and I don't know. I think the post-apocalyptic zombie video game, I think is a little played out at this point.
Yeah.
I think after The Last of Us, I think they maybe should have taken a break.
I could see that, yeah.
But the little bit that I played, I mean, it was fun.
I do like that it's third person, because that was my biggest gripe about Dying Light, is that it was first person. I liked the parkour aspect of it, and being like even the mechanics and the weapons, and like taking down the zombies, where it kind of like did a slow-mo on some of them and you like hack them in half. But this one where it's a third person, so you can kind of see more of your surroundings. And the wheel that they had for the games, because you could choose like between like a baseball bat that had like a blade on the side of it, or you could choose from a shotgun or, you know, like a AK kind of a weapon. Yeah. So like it had a large selection, and I imagine that it's going to be, it reminded me a lot of like The Last of Us meets Fallout.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's very customizable, and you're able to change up your weapons and your character and like really personalize it.
Yes. That is a very apt description.
I do think it'll be kind of cool once you can actually use like mines and traps and other stuff to kind of like, because it did seem like the Horde, you could technically like kind of funnel them because they were down in this ravine. So you could almost use the irrigation system to kind of move them wherever you'd like away from you, so that you could get to all of the supplies that were there in the little town.
Yeah.
So I think it has a lot of potential, but yeah, this is definitely towards the end. This to me is kind of like a filler before we get The Last of Us 2. You know, kind of like a placeholder. Right.
Oh, you know, two things that FanX we forgot to do.
Yes.
Forgot to buy the Funko cereal.
Right. I know.
That we put out on the website, and which one would you like us to try? We forgot to buy it. That was our bad. Mm-hmm. Because after I didn't even talk about the panel I was on.
No. Yeah.
I completely forgot. Okay. So I won that contest.
This was like your highlight. Like,
I know.
Yeah. I even like afterwards, I was just like, so what did you guys think? You know, what was your favorite thing about the con this year, or FanX? You know? Yeah. Whatever. And you're just like, well, duh.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So okay. Yeah. So I won that contest. And so I went up. I was supposed to be there at 4:50 in front of the stage.
Right.
As the one panel was ending, it was Asher Angel, who was in Shazam.
Okay.
Played a young Billy Batson.
Did you do a pretty good job?
I only caught like a few minutes. I was barely paying attention. I was really nervous.
Thanks a lot, Mom.
Yeah. So I found where I was supposed to go. The gal that was kind of in charge of it, she led us backstage to the area that you never get to see.
Yeah.
which was really cool. It was this cool kind of open area. It had this big leather orange couch that all the stars had signed over the years.
It's only the top tier that make it into this larger venue.
The Grand Ballroom.
The Grand Ballroom, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So you're going to have some pretty big names.
Yeah, so I saw I saw Chuck Norris's autograph.
It was a little shaky.
A little bit. And a few others. Anyway. So we go back there, and they're kind of giving us the spiel. They break us up. You have the singers over here, the voice actors over here. And so Jeff Zanini comes over to the voice actors, and he's talking to us. He's like, okay, I'm going to give you the script. You're not going to know what you're going to do until you get out on stage. And I'm going to hand you the script.
Yeah, that sounds like the makings of like a nightmare for me, kind of a deal. Like, not knowing like beforehand or getting a chance to kind of like read over the material. Yeah,
but he's like, that's how we do it. That's how the pros do it when they do these cons. We just hand them the script and they go. So
you're allowed to also improvise.
Yes, that's what he said. He said, even though you have the script, feel free to improvise, because he said Jess is one of the best improvisers out there, so he's going to do it. So just be aware of that. Don't let it throw you,
and don't outshine him.
No, just go. Well, there's a couple there that they could have used that advice.
Yeah,
because they took the opportunity to pretty much make it all about them.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they did.
Dressing up as your character that you're going to be. It's like, really?
All right.
Okay.
Pretentious much?
But yeah, so he's telling us all this. So then the singers go out first. And I may be biased, but I think our deal was, I think, a little better than the singers.
Oh, much better.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they all went out there at once,
mm-hmm.
and they sang a mashup of Metallica's Enter Sandman
Don't
and
Stop Believin'.
Don't Stop Believin'.
Journey.
So they all stood there and occasionally got the mic shoved in their face, and then they sang, and yeah. So they did that. Then it was voice actors' turn. And so they did several different scenes from different movies, and they would bring us out certain people at a time.
I did like that they picked pretty iconic scenes. You had ones from like Pulp Fiction, Back to the Future.
Yeah.
What was it?
Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
That's the one I did.
Yeah, so it's a little bit like you at least recognize the material and where it's coming from, so you can kind of like, it makes it a little bit easier to know what you're supposed to be feeling in that moment.
Yeah. So yeah, we're sitting there backstage, we're watching on the monitors, until we hear our name, then we walk out on stage, which was, when I walked out there man, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was so cool. Because I think the entire ballroom was filled.
It was.
If I'm not mistaken.
It was pretty full, yeah.
So there was a couple thousand people.
Yeah, I couldn't see with all the lights in my face.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I could not see a thing. And that was the hardest thing. I could not see or hear really anything.
Yeah.
Because it was so echoey, and they didn't have any speakers on stage or anything, so you could hear yourself.
Okay, Helen Keller.
So it was tough.
Yeah. Because you're waiting for your cue.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I'm waiting for my cue, and I'm waiting. If I could hear better, I'd be more apt to improvise with people, throw in different lines. But I was so concerned with waiting for my cue for my line that I didn't do a whole lot of improv. Let's just say that. Anyway, yeah. So it was an amazing experience. It was a lot of fun. I've been posting all over on Facebook about it. The video.
Jess even did the same.
Yeah. Jess Arnell shared our video, which was really freaking cool.
That was way cool.
So currently it's reached over 600 people, has over 200 views. Yeah, it was awesome. It was a really cool experience. And the other cool thing about it is all the voice actors, we all kind of became friends.
Yeah.
I followed several of them on Instagram now, and, so we got to know each other pretty well, so that was pretty cool. Kind of a cool little fraternity there.
Right?
Yeah.
That you built within a couple of minutes.
Yep. Yeah, so that was an awesome experience.
And then afterwards, going over and like getting to thank him.
Yep.
Like standing back in line before leaving.
Yep. Yeah. Afterwards, went back over and talked to him, and I told him, I said, "You're gonna see me again."
Yeah.
Because it is my
word.
goal
You grabbed
in
his
life.
hair.
Yeah.
That gorgeous, luscious hair.
Stand there, pulled him towards me, said, "Mark my words, Harnell.
Yeah.
You'll see me again." I said,
Which he remembered us, which was way cool.
Yeah, he did.
He's just like, oh, hey, I remember you guys, because we'd interviewed him before.
And yeah, I said, it's my goal in life to be a voice actor.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, I said, in a couple years, I'm planning on moving out to California. And he was like, oh, let me give you this website.
Right.
So he wrote it down for me.
It's like free lessons with all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you had a chance to go check it out?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm going to, though. So yeah, that was awesome.
Voice actors, like that
experience.
only makes them even cooler.
I know.
They're like the best people when it comes to celebrities.
They are. I know. I say it year after year.
Mm-hmm.
People are so concerned about seeing like the big on-camera people and all that. I'm like, nah.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
Exactly.
This is where it's really at.
And, and all of our not great experiences have come from on-camera actors.
Right.
When we try to ask them for interviews and stuff,
mm-hmm.
they're always the ones that turn us down.
Right.
We have like less than a 50% rate.
He was like stayed there later.
Yeah.
Like the whole floor had closed. We were the only group of people still inside.
Yeah. And he stayed there until he talked to every single person in line.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the dude he's a stud.
Yeah.
He's a rock star.
Quite literally.
Yeah. Literally and figuratively. All right. So enough gushing about Fan X. Let's move on.
Yes.
So we're all looking forward to Endgame, obviously.
Which is like just a few days away.
5 days away.
Yeah.
As we record this. I'm so excited.
Same here.
I'll have to see if I can sneak into a screening or something. Because I do still have connections at Megaplex.
Yeah.
So maybe for like doing a screening, like, hey.
Remember me,
maybe,
guys? Come on, please.
Because I know if they do screenings, if they have enough points, they can have somebody, a +1 basically. It's like, hey, Anyway. But there's a whole bunch of movies coming out in the summer after Endgame. So we're going to talk about those. And so when I read them off, you tell me,
looking forward
yay
to it?
or nay.
Yay or nay?
If you're looking forward to it.
All right, I'll go all like gladiator style with my
thumbs
thumb.
up, thumbs down.
Yep.
All right. So the first one, and we have 20. So number 20, Detective Pikachu, May 10th.
It's in the middle.
Really?
Yeah. Take it or leave it. I do think they'll do a good job with like how the Pokemon look.
Yes.
But as far as the story, I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll go see it. I think it looks fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very lukewarm Pokemon fan.
Right.
I mean, I play Pokemon Go. That's about the extent of it.
See, I played like back on the Game Boy and had the trading cards.
See, I was never into it when it hit big, so I just caught the electrified tail end of it. Yeah, see what I did there?
Well played.
All right. Number 19, John Wick Chapter 3.
Oh, I'm way excited. Like, just take my money. I'm gonna go see this movie. I do, however, feel like I don't know where they're gonna go with this story. I mean, he's running away from everybody. He's kind of, he's basically on the lam. The world's chasing after him because they just upped the amount on his head.
Yeah.
But I have like rewatched the other two, in lieu of this.
I guess I need to see him. I haven't seen him yet.
Oh, they're great.
Speaking of John Wick doing well,
yeah.
In our March Movie Madness competition, he is that first one, John Wick, as beating everything.
Yeah.
He beat Creed 2 and Hell or High Water.
Had it been Had it been Creed, the first one, I think that would have beat it.
I think so too.
Right? And, I mean, or if it was like, it would have been a more even match if it was John Wick 2 and Creed 2 going up against each other.
Yeah.
Hell or High Water, like, those in the know really love and appreciate this movie. But it's more, if you haven't seen it, you know, I guess you're going to have to go with the bigger name.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of people are doing. They're only voting for the films that they've seen.
Correct.
But next, John Wick is going up against Jurassic Park tomorrow. So
nostalgia.
We'll see what it does.
Right?
That's another one's doing really well. Also, a surprise is Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Has been doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
It's taken out everything as well.
Man.
Same with Mulan. That was a surprise. And the ones in sci-fi, I'm not really surprised. Well, Independence Day. I'm surprised that's doing well.
Yeah.
As well as it is.
It's taking out some big names.
Yeah, it's going against Last Jedi right now, so...
We'll see.
And then tomorrow, Back to the Future goes up against Back to the Future 2.
Oh, geez.
So see which one reigns supreme.
Whew. This is the part that I look forward to the most, is when you get these cool mashups, you know, like scenarios that you never thought that you'd have to pit these movies up against.
Yeah. Yeah, you really got to think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Number 18. May 24th, Aladdin.
Pass.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I really do. I'm looking more forward to like Lion King than I am Aladdin.
Right. Okay. I mean, I'll still see it. I mean, I'll probably see all of these.
Mm-hmm.
But Aladdin is my favorite animated Disney film.
Okay.
So I'll see it just to see what they do with it.
Right. To see if they, still keep it okay.
Yeah. I went from not wanting to see it to lukewarm wanting to see it. So
what kind of changed?
That preview that came out.
Okay.
The latest trailer.
Yeah.
I wasn't as
disappointed or like tentative.
Yeah. All right, next. I know you want to see this one. May 24th, Brightburn.
Yes. It looks like Superman, a young Superman, as if he's gone evil. Yeah.
Yes. I love that. Because you'll be able to see, the whole Batman versus Superman argument, how stupid that is if Superman ever loses control.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's going to be so good. So good. All right. Number 16, Booksmart.
I'm trying to think of
this is kind of it's a teen comedy, kind of in the vein of like Pitch Perfect, something like that. Or Easy A, like it would fit right in that group.
You think, when is it scheduled to come out?
May 24th.
Okay.
I think this is the one that people won't even, it'll get passed by.
It'll be in the theaters for a couple weeks. And, yeah.
Number 15, Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
I'll still go see this one. Because it's been some years since I know they've done like Godzilla quite a few times and we talked about it before, but I think I'll still go see this one just to see how they set it up for King Kong.
Right. I gotta say, in this new trailer, Godzilla looking thick. Notice that?
Yeah. He's put on some lbs and like bulked up.
He has. I mean, just looking at this poster, he's very big. He almost looks fat.
Yeah.
He almost looks like a fat Godzilla. Fatzilla.
Where it's like towards the end of his career kind of a thing.
That's true. He's getting close to retirement.
Right.
He's starting to let himself go. I guess that makes sense.
But this one to me, these movies where you have these creatures that are larger than life, it's hit or miss. If you can actually like see them in doing these things, it's a little more believable, but to me it kind of reminds me more of like Pacific Rim-esque.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, okay, I mean, I get it that it's menacing and you have to have this subplot with like the humans running around beneath it, but I don't know.
All right. Some of these I'm just going to run through really quick so we can get through them.
Yeah.
So we have number 14, Ma, on May 31st.
Yes.
Rocket Man, number 13.
Yes.
Number 12, X-Men Dark Phoenix.
No.
Number 11, Men in Black International.
No, even though it's got Chris Hemsworth. I mean, I might go see that one. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Number 10, The Dead Don't Die. Did you see the trailer for this?
I have not.
It looks amazing.
Really?
Yes, it's a zombie film, and it's a zombie comedy, kind of like Zombieland, but wait till you hear this cast.
Bill Murray?
Yes.
Is that the one? Oh, yes, I have seen this trailer. Yeah, it looks hilarious.
Bill Murray, Tilda Swinton, Steve Buscemi, Caleb Landry Jones, Iggy Pop, RZA, Selena Gomez, Adam Driver, Chloe Sevigny, Danny Glover, Rosie Perez, Sarah Driver, Carol Kane, and Tom Waits.
If you're gonna go out on with a bang as far as zombie movies go, yeah.
And hopefully this ends that craze. This movie. Number 9, Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
I will be there opening day. You can bet money on that.
Pushing kids out of the way.
Yep.
Like little
You don't know Woody, you stupid kid.
That might not be the best thing to say to them.
That's true. You don't know Buzz, you stupid kid. You don't know these movies, you stupid kid. You don't know these characters like I do.
You still think Bo Peep is going to be the villain?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
I still do. Okay. Number 8. Annabelle Comes Home.
Yes. I will be seeing this one.
Okay. Number 7. Spider-Man Far From Home.
I mean, I might go check this one. I mean, if I got the time.
Nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Number 6. Midsummer. I know nothing about that.
No, is that the Shakespeare A Midsummer's Night Dream?
Oh, is that what? Yeah, okay. Yeah. I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Comes out on July 3rd. July 19th. Number 5, The Lion King.
Yes.
It's
looking good.
It is
awesome. We got our first from the last trailer. We got our first glimpse of Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah,
which didn't disappoint.
They look like a warthog and a meerkat.
Mm-hmm.
And stop calling it live action, people. It's not live action. It's CG.
Yeah.
It's computer generated. Anyway, it's just being nitpicky. Number 4, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Quentin Tarantino's new film. Starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt.
Yes. Yes, I will be seeing that.
I'm going to see that too. Number 3, Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. August 2nd. I'm going to see it.
Yeah.
Because I see everything The Rock is in.
Yeah.
And I got to keep that streak going.
But
I'm expecting a really dumb action film that is also fun.
If you just turn off your brain.
Exactly.
You know, like you have to do with the other Fast and the Furious movies.
That's all I'm expecting. Number 2, Artemis Fowl. Coming out on August 9th.
Yeah.
It was Artemis Fowl was trying to be kind of the new Harry Potter there for a second.
Right.
If you remember.
Yeah.
Because it came out shortly after the Harry Potter series, I think.
I did read it. I mean, a little bit sometime after. I did read the first couple of them, and I thought it was kind of cool where he integrated with the LEP, like the leprechauns.
Yeah.
That division. Although I hope they do a good job like they did with like Ender's Game and not go the direction of like the Golden Compass and some of those other ones.
Yeah. Where they are setting up for a sequel, but nothing ever happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, even the Golden Compass, they incorporated like 2 books.
And that's true. Yeah.
It was all over the place, and yeah.
And then number 1, I'm looking forward to this. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yes, yeah.
This thing looks so freaking creepy. Yeah. I mean, it's like they took... The drawings in the books were creepy anyway.
Right?
But they took the drawings straight out and put them on screen, and it looks so creepy. It looks terrifying.
I saw one of the trailers that they had for like at Pet Cemetery, and yeah. I was sold.
Yeah. All right.
So Game of Thrones is back again tonight, and Game of Thrones star Jerome Flynn appeals to people to stop buying huskies after a huge rise in adopting dogs fuels the fans. They want dire wolves, basically.
Right.
And they go out and buy them, and this reminds me, like, since it's Easter, this reminds me of the people that go out and get, like, the spray-painted, like, ducks and chicks.
Yeah, don't do that.
No.
Don't buy them.
And bunnies and all those kind of things. If you can't take care of them and aren't going to, like, keep them, don't do that, because then that only increases more dogs at the pound.
Mm-hmm.
And huskies and Akitas and some of these other dog breeds, they're a high maintenance dog.
Yes.
They have a lot of, like, people don't realize that they have a lot of fur and they shed a lot and they need to be, like, well groomed, especially like in the summer.
And they're very active dogs.
They are.
They need to
runners.
be out. Yes, they need to be outside. They need to go on walks. They need to play all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, you know,
A poodle.
a pug or something that
Yeah.
you can just have laying around the house,
Right.
and take pictures and put it on Instagram.
These dogs, you need to take pictures of them on Instagram, but like in the mountains.
Exactly.
Yeah, when you're out on a hike. You were saying that Peter Dinklage is also like an advocate for this.
Yes. Peter Dinklage, he's a big animal rights activist. I just did a
When
video.
he's the same size as them, you know.
Well,
so.
you know. I just did a video of him on my Celebrity Tens page, and that was one thing I talk about. Is he's a big advocate for that. Stop adopting huskies just because he saw Game of Thrones. Okay, this is kind of cool. The Avengers Endgame directors, the Russo brothers, are working on a Stan Lee documentary.
I think they got to know him pretty well.
I think so too.
They had him like on all these different projects, and I'm pretty sure that they've got some like more insight into his life and into the man, the myth, the legend.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure they probably got like footage of him and stuff like that. And I'm sure that his estate or his family has probably given him a bunch of stuff. So I think this will be really cool.
And if anybody's going to be able to pay like proper homage to him, it's going to be them.
Yeah. I mean, they can interview like the cast of the Avengers and Guardians.
It's going to be a sad, sad movie.
Yeah.
Like I already know I'm going to cry.
Yeah. His final cameo is in Endgame.
Right?
Final one. And that'll be it.
Whew. And then what are they going to do from there?
I don't know.
Just continue onward?
Maybe it'll be like an Easter egg. They'll have like a picture of him or something somewhere.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of funny. So if you can't tell, I'm a little excited about like Game of Thrones, like like two stories.
2 stories.
Yeah. Game of Thrones season 8 premiere was pirated by almost 55 million times in the first 24 hours.
I was not one of them.
Arr.
Believe it or not, I did not pirate Game of Thrones.
To kind of put this into perspective, though, they had at the premiere, like people that watched it on the 3 different outlets that they can, you know, like HBO, HBO Go.
Yeah.
They had a total of, which is like a huge number, 17.4 million people viewed it. But that's like not even close to 55 million people like pirating this.
Yeah.
To watch it. That's
a lot.
That's a lot of people within the first 24 hours. Not over the life of it or anything. Like within the first 24 hours.
And I imagine that number is just going to go up.
Right?
Especially that final episode.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be surprised if it doesn't double the amount of people that pirate it.
You think so? Within the first 24 hours, you're thinking it's going to break over 100?
Mm-hmm. I do.
I'm thinking I'd have to play the under game on that if we're going over and under, playing the odds in Vegas. Yeah, I'm going under. I would say because I'm kind of in the whole final or fantasy or what is it? Movie, what is that called?
Fantasy Movie League.
Thank you. You know how like at the very end you have to do like a tiebreaker?
Yeah.
That I would be closer to about like 75, 80, I would think.
Okay.
Which is still like a big increase.
Yes, it is.
But
all right.
We'll see. I guess we'll see.
So, at a recent event, This was on Twitter. Mark Hamill said there's no question that Mark Hamill will not answer on Twitter. And one of the questions that somebody put to him was, did Luke Skywalker die a virgin?
Did Luke Skywalker get to use his lightsaber?
Was the Force strong with Luke Skywalker? This was his reply. Make up your own backstory. It's undetermined. But in the one I made for him myself, the answer is no.
Oh, man.
He did not die a virgin.
And there's been a lot of like different books as if he'd had a kid with somebody.
Yeah, he was married to a woman named Mara Jade.
Right.
In what's now known as the Legacy series of Star Wars.
Air quotes.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, put the making up the whole backstory and everything behind you.
He slept with Leia. And
it would be funny to think that he did die a virgin, but in all reality, he probably did.
Yeah.
Because he was a Jedi, and
a life of celibacy.
Yeah. I mean, if he was following the code, Jedi, that's not important to them.
Right.
Much
they take matters into their own hands.
Currently divorced male. It's just not important. Speaking from experience. But yeah, so yeah, within the movie universe, I would say, yeah, he probably did.
I think he did as well. Yeah, it's just, that whole kiss just like tainted everything else. Where he kept seeing Leia. Anytime that he'd get close to a woman, like, oh,
it's like, I don't know if you're related to me. PTSD.
Westworld won't return until 2020. Like, that's what execs at HBO are saying, which it seems kind of strange because we talked about this like many episodes ago that this is going to be the one this series is going to be the one to continue on after Game of Thrones has finished.
Right.
But they're waiting until 2020 before they're actually going to get a new season. So that's why I kind of like was pitching the idea of perhaps this is like a perfect time for like Disney to, start these new series and start this other stuff and like, hey, there's nothing going on at HBO. Come over here.
Yeah.
It'll be way interesting to see what happens with the series, and perhaps it's nice for HBO to kind of give it a little bit of time, like let people digest like Game of Thrones and kind of like start watching, give them a chance to actually get into Westworld.
Because when did the first season of Westworld end?
2017, 2018, maybe 20.
Because I thought it's been off the air for a while now. Or that ended a while now, but I don't know. I just hope that this doesn't hurt them. I hope people don't forget, basically, about Westworld.
Yeah.
Because I kind of had until you sent this story to me.
Well, it's difficult because there's like so many different things out here and grabbing people's attention, and if you're not relevant and you're not like, hey, we're coming out soon, we're like dropping teaser trailers or something, you get forgotten pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right, Westworld. All the naked robots. Yeah.
Season 1, it looks like 2016 is when it first aired.
So probably 2017 then.
Season 2 or 2018, like in June, May, June, that area is when it aired.
Season 2?
Correct.
They already had a season 2?
They have, yeah.
Oh.
This is season 3, dude. That won't come out till 2020.
Oh. Wow, I'm way behind.
Yeah, you got some catching up to do because each one of these episodes is like an hour and a half. Like,
I thought they only did the first season. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, they're going strong.
I got my homework then. Gotta go watch Westworld. Okay. So just a few days ago, we learned that Spider-Man Far From Home, its North American release date has been moved up. Originally, it was scheduled to come out on July 5th. It is now scheduled to come out on July 2nd. So, it can take advantage of the holiday, the Independence Day weekend.
Yeah.
Which I think is a smart idea.
Oh, it's a great idea.
Because they'll probably make a lot more money then.
Because people have like that whole weekend to go see it a couple of times.
Yep. Yeah, they said because of this shift, Far From Home will now be released on a Tuesday as opposed to a traditional Friday slot. The change is likely to take advantage of the 4th of July timeframe despite it being midweek. So it's going to come out on Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
It's kind of interesting.
So recently on Instagram and like all over social media, Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker kind of like put up the 4s, you know, their hands, and like put the number 4 up, which is kind of alluding to the fact that there's like that makes people think that there's going to be a Rush Hour 4 coming out soon.
Yeah.
I loved the other three. I loved the other 3. I think they do have to steer clear of the triad a little bit and go a different direction.
Yeah.
It'll also be interesting to see how much of the stunts Jackie Chan actually does, and if this is the movie that does him in. You know, he's just like, no. I got for Rush Hour. I've got to do this.
But does him in like kills him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's come close to dying on some of those sets.
Yes,
like,
he has.
He does it, like, up until recently, he was doing all of his own stunts, and you wouldn't realize it. I'm thinking, isn't he, like, in his 70s?
He's got to be close, 60s, 70s, yeah. I mean, there's compilations on YouTube. You can go find them of Jackie Chan messing up stunts. He's, like, falling 2 stories.
65.
65. And he's falling out of trees and landing on his head, and, yeah. He said that he's broken every single bone in his body. Every single one.
I believe it. I've broken 100 in my day. None of them have been mine.
Good. You even got the cracks in there. That was good. I mean, I could take or leave this series, honestly.
I think this will also spark more people wanting to go see another like Shanghai something or other.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, because there was a brief time there back in the mid 2000s where that's what Jackie Chan was doing. He was making these movies with an American co-star, and wackiness ensued.
Mm-hmm.
But
they were all right. Like, say what you will, they were pretty decent. Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights.
Yeah. And the first 2 Rush Hour films, I think, were good.
Right.
That third one
with the daughter.
Yeah. Because weren't the first 2 rated R? I know the first one was for sure.
I don't know if the second one was, but I think or maybe it was, and then the third one wasn't. Like it was like PG-13. Yeah,
because once you get PG-13 and you kind of neuter Chris Tucker that way,
right?
I think he loses a bit of what makes him him. You know, if he's got to be a little censored. So, but I'm sure Chris Tucker is happy to do a 4th one.
Right?
Because what the heck has he been doing?
I don't know. Voice acting? Maybe?
Probably. You know, it's kind of insulting that actors that don't get work just turn to voice acting.
As if they're like, I digress.
Yeah, they got to slum it for a while in voice acting. Okay. So, I saw a movie this week.
Yes.
It wasn't a new movie. It was the 60th anniversary of Ben-Hur.
Okay. It's been out for a while.
Yeah, a little bit. A couple of years.
Yeah.
This was a Fathom event that was down at Cinemark. My aunt and uncle, who live in Idaho, were messaging my mom and saying that they wanted to go do this. So I was like, yeah, I'll tag along. Why not? So, what I didn't realize, or what I forgot, is I knew Ben-Hur was long, but I didn't realize it was 3 hours and 44 minutes.
Jeez. Wow.
Avengers Endgame, which people are freaking out about, is 3 hours and 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent another 42 minutes. I spent Avengers Endgame and then another 42 minutes in the theater.
Although they're not going to have like a intermission.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Ben-Hur had an intermission. That was interesting. It's been a long time since I've been in a movie with an intermission. But yeah, I mean, it's a really good film. There are some parts that haven't really aged well.
Chariot scenes?
No, the chariot scene was great.
Okay.
That chariot race, it still holds up, and it's still really exciting. Especially seeing it on the big screen.
Right. Well, I mean, it was made for the big screen because they used the same. The people when they made Quentin Tarantino made Hateful Eight, he used the exact same like cameras that they used.
Oh, that's right.
Because they only had like a couple in existence, just so it could be like made for the big screen cinematically. Like it was, yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah, it's really, that chariot scene is really cool because there's no music behind it.
Right.
During that whole scene. It's just the sound of horses and people crashing and it's a really cool scene. But much like most 50s films, especially ones that are over 3 hours long, it takes a long time to really get going.
Yeah.
A long time. I mean, I enjoyed the film. I think it's like only my second time seeing it all the way through.
Do you have a rating for it? I know it's been out for a while, but I don't think you've rated it before.
Out of 5 chariots, I'd give it. I'm gonna give it 2.5.
Okay.
For the chariot race alone, gives it that half.
Okay.
Otherwise, it'd be 2 across the board. But the chariot scene is awesome.
Did they at least wait until like after the intermission to show it? Or
No, it was before.
Before?
Wait.
Okay.
No, it was after.
Okay.
It was after.
I figured it was a little bit towards the end to kind of like, oh yeah,
it was.
Let's get the energy back up, guys.
Yeah. And it actually had some issues starting the film. Because it was a live event.
Right.
Like it was going out live, so
oh geez.
It actually they were having issues with the picture and with the sound, and actually didn't start till about a half hour later than what it should. But I did get a free pass though.
Sweet.
So I may use that for like Endgame.
Oh man.
So anyway. All right. Anything else you want to talk about?
No. I think we about covered it all.
All right. Cool. Hang on while I get my thing. I really need to. I say this every time, but I gotta have this sitting on a wall somewhere. Okay. So, if you want to listen to all of our episodes, head to worldwarg.podbean.com. We're also on iTunes, the Google Play Store, and also on cosmicpotato.com. On the social media, we're on facebook.com/WorldWarG Podcast, Twitter and Instagram @WWG Podcast. You can buy our shirts and other merchandise at shop.spreadshirt.com/WorldWarG. You can also email us anytime.
Day or night.
At worldwgpodcast@gmail.com. Also remember, you can call or text the show at any time at 385-240-1692. So this has been World War G episode 216. That's been AJ.
That's been Troy.
Stay geeky, my friends.